Today I wanted to teach you guys a really cool modern way of recording an acoustic guitar, a solo acoustic guitar, with a stereo image that is totally new and interesting. This is a method that I have been seeing pop up more and more when I go out into recording studios to do session work. When I get back into the control room and I've heard this particular pattern that you're looking at now with this microphone and this microphone, when I've heard this one, it is by far one of my favorite new ways to record acoustic guitars. And that's because it gives a real sense of the space that you're in, but it also sounds most like what I'm hearing when I'm playing the guitar. And that's something that I really like. So we're going to be using two microphones today, and I will say they don't necessarily have to be identical. That is ideal if you're going to be doing stereo guitar recordings. Of course, you'd like to have a matched set of microphones. But you can do this with two Shure SM57s, or you could just do this with your two favorite condenser microphones that you may have. I will say, just be aware of phase inversion when you're doing this stuff. The nice thing about using small diaphragm microphones is, as they get farther away, you have less and less of that concern. So what you're looking at here are my Lewitt LCT 140s. I love these little microphones. They're inexpensive and they sound awesome. The big goal here is to get clarity, to get warmth, and to get a sense of the space that you're in. And that's what this microphone right here is doing. This one is, flying in over my shoulder, pointed back right about here on the guitar. Somewhere in this general area is where I've aimed it today. This is, not necessarily, I don't want to say it's critical or not critical, but you will need to experiment with this angle depending on the microphones you're using. This guy, pretty much standard acoustic guitar setup. It's about, let's say this is about 9 to 10 inches away from my guitar. It's basically in front of the 12th fret, but kicked a little bit towards the sound hole, just because I don't want to only get the high end of the guitar, right? This is about solo acoustic guitar recording. You could definitely use this sound with a full band, but when I use it in my studio, I've been using it pretty much for, I use it a lot for demos. I use it a lot for just solo acoustic stuff. And let me just keep playing. This is a really cool modern way to record acoustic guitars and getting that stereo image. It's very interesting, I think. In the past, you get a lot of the, X and Y positions for microphones, or you get like the parallel straight on ones. Those are patterns that I've used religiously for several decades at this point of my life. This is something that I like about this, is that it's new, it's modern, and when you listen to stuff like, I don't know, just like whoever your favorite acoustic guitar player is, when you listen to that stuff now, if it's been recorded in the last 10 years or so, this is most likely the method that they've been using, especially if you hear that big, nice stereo image. Now, if you don't have a phase scope, it can be a little tricky, but my advice on this is don't necessarily pan it hard left and right. Maybe somewhere a little closer to like evenly, left and right. Maybe just not hard left and right. When I go hard left and right, I feel like the sound is pulled too far to the sides. This is what that sounds like. Now in Garageband, I'm going to change it over to negative 35 degrees and plus 35 degrees, and this is what it sounds like. Right? So that should give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Since the idea of this particular mic setup is to really capture what the guitar player hears, it's important to pan this accurately. This will depend on your room, this will depend on your microphones, this will take a little bit of experimentation on your side. My best advice to you is just don't pan it hard left and right, because that's not even how we hear, right? So just keep it somewhere closer to like even, like what is that, 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock on a watch face. But, you know, I don't need to make a long video about this. I think you've seen the microphones. I think you've seen the angles that they're sitting at by this point. It's just a cool new way to record acoustic guitars in a very modern way. You know, there was a video that I saw about this a while ago, a couple years ago, where the guy was like, we have this awesome brick wall behind us when we record guitars here. And when I first watched that, I was like, oh, I don't have a great wall behind me. So I might have taken a little bit too long to actually experiment with this. I just have a wall with this panel behind me, of course, but it works. It works in any room you want to work in, and it's cool. So I thought I would share it with you guys today. So of course, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below in the comment section here. Find me on Instagram, find me on Facebook, and if you feel like it, you can find me over on Twitter too. I thoroughly appreciate you guys watching my videos, hitting that subscribe button, and watching all the videos that I make here, especially the Music Monday ones. Those are, you know, sort of my babies. Those songs are my babies. All right, you guys, have a great day. I'm going to play you out.